Hello and welcome back to We Talk Boxing. And today I will be discussing the three kings of the heavyweight division in Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, and Anthony Joshua. So before I continue, please subscribe, like, comment, and share for more boxing related content. So we all now know, obviously, that Alexander Usyk is the main man in the heavyweight division after defeating Anthony Joshua in last weekend's title rematch to to continue and have his three major titles to his name, along with his newly gained Ring Magazine title, which Tyson Fury obviously vacated recently as well. So, since the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, there's been much talk and debate, regarding Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk about whether or not these guys could get in the ring and, have a undisputed fight between them, for all the titles to see who is, the best fighter of their era. But there's a lot of controversy between this, between this potential matchup because from both camps. Both camps are saying that they want the fight. Whereas, at the same time, both camps are also saying that the other person, the other team don't want the fight. So it's quite interesting. And this could potentially, not even be made, or if it does get made, it probably won't be made until late, 2023, which is quite sad really because we don't really know how many fights both guys have got left in regards to Fury and Usyk. Do you know what I mean? Both guys, have got a lot going on in the background, and they have stated on multiple occasions, especially Fury, that he's retired, and then he's back, he's unretired and he's retired, etc. So he can't really make up his mind. Whereas Usyk, he's got this, the Ukraine and Russia war going on, and obviously family problems, etc. And he's currently, having a few injuries as well, which he's kept under wraps as well. So he's got a few things going on. But for me and for most people, we would like to see this fight and to see who will be, the top dog of the division. But what is interesting, like both guys, both camps, Fury's camp and obviously Usyk's camp have both come out, in recent interviews and said that if the fight between both guys cannot be made, they will consider AJ. Do you know what I mean? It's quite mad, really, because obviously AJ's fought Usyk twice now. Do you know what I mean? He lost twice. And Usyk said that he will be open to that third fight. And the only thing that I'd considered, for him to really contemplate that is a money grabber, really, because he knows that AJ is the bigger name. Do you know what I mean? And that, AJ will more likely accept that fight as well because he'd want to try for a third time to see if he can defeat Usyk, and get his titles back. But for Usyk, it's a win-win because, he's more likely going to beat him again. Do you know what I mean? But he's also going to get a lot of cash at the same time. Because if he was to challenge, let's say, one of the other fighters in the division, maybe a Wilder, White, or Chisora again, or someone like that, or Parker, or, he's not going to get as much money as what he would do if he fought AJ. And vice versa for Team Fury, do you know what I mean? They know, obviously, if the Usyk fight cannot be made, do you know what I mean? The AJ fight is still a big fight. And he's said on many occasions, that, he wants X, Y, and Z for fighting AJ, and you're fighting for free, or, do you know what I mean, that he doesn't want to fight him, etc., and that you beat him easy, etc. But they know, do you know what I mean, that, he is the WBC title holder currently, because he's retired, but he's unretired at the same time, so he's still got the belt to his name, and he knows that within, the next, maybe, I think, 10, 11 months, give or take, that he has to defend that title. Do you know what I mean? So what better? If he has to fight AJ, not AJ, but if he has to fight to defend his title, why not make it a big money grabber? Do you know what I mean? And fight AJ. AJ, as it currently stands, is coming off 2 losses back to back. Do you know what I mean? So his confidence is going to be shot. Do you know what I mean? So Team Fury possibly know, like, if they can make that AJ fight, it's going to be a massive fight. You know what I mean? I'd certainly pay for that. Pay-per-view, or try and get a ticket to go to it, especially if it's in the UK. But they know they're going to get a lot of money for it. And as I said, it's AJ's coming off two losses, which means his confidence is going to be quite low. and Fury will probably try and exploit that. Do you know what I mean? But like I says, for me, both teams, Usyk and Fury, are kind of using AJ's name. Do you know what I mean? And it's not good, but you know what I mean. I could see AJ, you know what I mean, being very very much interested in both fights. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. Now, for me personally, you know what I mean. I feel as if you know what I mean for AJ. I wouldn't want him to take the fights because I feel as if, you know what I mean, he's coming off back to back defeats. And I just feel as if, you know what I mean, he needs to rebuild himself, rebuild that confidence. Do you know what I mean? He did look good in that last fight against Usyk. You know what I mean? He showed more, he gave more. You know what I mean? His movement was good at times. You know what I mean? He did revert back to type towards the end of the fight, but he showed signs of improvement. Do you know what I mean? So if he could potentially, you know what I mean, have maybe 3 4 fights, you know what I mean, with other heavyweights in the division, continue to learn his trade, continue to improve. Obviously the most important factor here is that he's getting the wins as well. Then maybe if Tyson and Usyk are still around, you know what I mean, in let's say 12 months or 18 months down the line, do you know what I mean, that hopefully they'll be interested in that fight. Do you know what I mean? Because like I just feel as if AJ, if he goes back in with one of these guys now, he's gonna lose again, and then that could potentially be it for AJ. Whereas I feel as if there's a way back for him. I feel as if he can have another title shot in the future, but he needs to you know what I mean. He needs to be more active. You know what I mean. He needs to continue to improve on certain things in his fights and to gain confidence and to look good and to just build himself again. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully, you know what I mean, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talk. There's always talk with Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Usyk, I understand fully. You know what I mean? He doesn't duck anyone, and you know what I mean? His record certainly shows that. You know what I mean? He's a top level competitor. So you know what I mean? I've got no issue with him really. But let's see what happens. But anyway, you guys let me know what your thoughts are about these potential 2 fights, either, you know what I mean, Usyk versus AJ or Fury versus AJ. Do you know what I mean? If the Usyk and Fury fight cannot be made, do you know what I mean? Would you like to see a third fight with Usyk? Would you like to see AJ fight Fury? You know what I mean? Or would you rather see, you know what I mean, the two best go at it? Please let me know in the comments below. As always, subscribe, like, comment, and share for more boxing related content. Bless.